Hi, everyone. It's me, Sailor Pluto, Sailor Underworld, Trista here. And today I want to talk about the whole coughing or cleaning out the throat that seems to happen when we make a film or a live stream or a short. And everyone has their beliefs over behind it. One, they'll say, "Oh well, you talk a lot in your films." Well, and I also talk a lot when I'm not making films. And if that was so, then I should be doing it all the time. Other folks will say, "Oh, maybe your room's dusty." Well, if my room was that bad, then I would be doing it all the time and not only when I make my films. Some will say, "Oh, well, didn't you drink something before you made a film?" Yeah, but that doesn't seem to help all that much. You know? And at the end of the day, I'm not going to do anything to skim it out. You know? There's going to be folks that say, "Oh, you shouldn't cough, you shouldn't sneeze, you shouldn't burp, you shouldn't do any of those things when you're making a film." And the only grounds they can come up with is A, it might be a shift off for some folks, or B, give trolls something to laugh at, to make fun of you for. But then again, trolls are going to guilt you and shame you and make fun of you for anything. Even if there's nothing in the film they can make. Oh well, they're going to come up with something. So sadly, that happens. But not every film, because there are times when I make a film where it doesn't happen, and then times where it does happen, it, it's out of luck, because there'll be times where it doesn't happen at all, and then there'll be times where it happens, and everyone's going to have his or her belief over why it's happening. But to tell you the truth, they don't know. They don't truly know why it's happening. So they have their guesses, just like I told you. And I know you're going to think, "Oh, well, wouldn't I skim any of that out?" No, I don't skim or cut or clean or shift my films in any way beyond giving them an end sheet. I might steal them every once in a while, but that's not skimming. So no, the coughing or the cleaning out of throat or whatever it bloody hell happens to be is still in the films, all right? And to why I do it, well, your guess is good as mine, because I don't know. And all the beliefs I gave you are what some folks will say. And I've only talked to some folks. Everyone else out there will give you their own belief over it. Someone else will say, "Oh, maybe you got something falling into your mouth." I don't think I do. This thing seems to only happen when I make films, but not all the time, because sometimes I'll make a film and then nothing will happen. And other times I make the film and then it will happen. So the truth is, I do not know why it happens, or why my brain picks this time to do that. It's beyond me, and see it just happen again. All right, everyone, that's all the time I got to talk about this. Yes, it's a body setup, and you have really you don't really have that much run or lead over a bodily setup. A lot of folks are going to bullshit you and say you do. Well, how long can you hold in a sneeze? How long can you hold back a cough? Or a fart? Not really that long, we'll put it that way. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. So if there's folks that say, "Oh, I have full run and lead over it," think again, you don't. you know, you have very little sway over when your body picks to do those kind of things or when it chooses to do it. All right, I'll see you all later. Goodbye.